all to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our prediction and preview of Double or Nothing. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, the Lord of the Scottish Highlands, the conqueror of the ethereal, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, and the emperor of Big Buckin' Empire, joined by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
the 9-time champ, soon to be 10-time champ, the non-Kappa friendly Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes, folks, like, share, subscribe right here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast.
You're not going to introduce our other member?
Oh, he's not here tonight.
Oh, he's here. No, he's here. He's with me.
What do you mean?
He's here with me. Hang on. Let me get him.
What? Oh, Chicken! How we doing there? How we doing there, bro? And Chicken, great for you to join us this evening. Great for you to join us. Well said. Well said. I mean, wow.
Okay, we'll get back to you, Chicken.
Brilliant.
The champ.
Brilliant. Yes.
The champ, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. But be sure to check him out also at Big Buckin' Empire, where you can check that out on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. That's where you can get me, Tony Chicken, and all that fun. Also check me out, Phil KOE, at KOE Nation on YouTube and Twitch for all of your KOE content. But folks, before you do any of that, like, share, subscribe right here, Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, RevWrestPod on Twitch, and we're even on Spotify, folks. We are ever expanding. But yes, so Chicken, he was so kind as to grace us this evening. No, we don't. No, hi, Chicken. Hi, Chicken. So, yeah, that rapscallion ne'er-do-well of champ hasn't even given us a full prediction yet. He has yet to even give us...
I'll be honest. It's hard to interpret everything he's telling me here.
I know. It's so crazy. But he has until the opening bell of the opening match to get those predictions into us. Otherwise, Chicken, come Battle Royal time, you're going to be 1 point down, and that championship will be heading right home.
Yeah, I've got most of his picks. I've got most of his picks written down here, so
all we will Battle Royal.
We will list them off as we go, and we make our picks. We'll put his in, and those will count. And if he doesn't pick his Battle Royal winner, he's just going to be a point down. But folks, it is time once again. This is number 3. Number 3, the third Double or Nothing under the AEW banner. Now, this is a big one, folks. I don't know if AEW considers this their WrestleMania. I know a lot of their fans really, really do. It could go either way for me because none of the pay-per-views specifically stand out as the big show of the year because they haven't really established that yet. But this was their first big pay-per-view, so this is the big fight feel. There's Tony, 9 matches on this thing.
You're just walking right by that one. I was like, but they have the big show now.
No more BS.
Well.
Okay. So yeah. Not only do they have Paul White, they're doing nothing with him. He's commentating on fucking YouTube. Did
you see that incredible weigh-in ceremony between Cody Rhodes and Hollywood Go-Go?
I was going to gloss right over that, but Jesus Christ, Phil. Did you watch this thing? The Big Show is the official in-ring
Yes,
talent?
And he's having a hard time working
The Big Show could not work the fucking scale. Guess what? You know why? Because the Big Show's probably never stepped on one of those fucking things other than to break the goddamn thing. It probably doesn't weigh something that big. Holy shit. This was the worst thing I've ever seen. Can we just admit that Cody Rhodes just does shit from 50 years ago, but doesn't understand why they did it? There's no build. There's no rhyme or reason. He just does it because he saw his dad do it.
This is one of the most classic angles in pro wrestling.
Horrible.
They even did a parody of this on Futurama. And now we will be facing the Foreigner. I'm not from here. I'm from a place
terrible.
with my own customs. Look at my crazy passport. And yeah,
we're gonna start with this match. We're gonna start with Cody versus a Go-Go.
Cody versus Hollywood a Go-Go, Monster
I
a
hate this.
Go-Go. Like,
I hate this.
there's a
I'm
bunch
sorry.
of movies that were called a Go-Go from back in the day. So from now on, his name is just like Hollywood a Go-Go, Monsters a Go-Go, Midnight a Go-Go. Like that's it. Like, I'm sorry.
I want to go because this I'm not looking forward to this at all. Like, it's gonna be a fine match. Here's the thing.
Well,
You know my thoughts. You thought
it'll probably be the technical match of the night.
No, it won't be, Phil. You know why? You know my thoughts on Cody Rhodes. Like, I think he's a great talent. I think he's probably got the best mind for the business in this company. However, all of his matches are so full of contrived horse shit and outside interference and so many distractions. He's so full of his own shtick. He's the biggest mark for himself. And here's the problem. Both of these guys are going to have like 20 fucking people in their corner each. So this thing is going to be a clusterfuck to the likes we've never seen a Cody Rhodes match have. This is going to be a disaster. This is probably not going to be that good.
Do you know what? You're going to hate me when you see this, Tony. You are going to hate me when you see this. And I predicted this, and I'm probably still going to love this match despite it. But this is going to happen. You're going to see Cody down and out, crimson mask. He's barely holding on. And you're going to see Baby Bump Brandy come down teary-eyed holding his hand. You can make it, Cody. Do it for the baby. Do it for America. And Cody's going to Hulk out more than he's block, punch, block.
How is this?
Punch, and he's going to hit the big boot, the leg drop, the 1-2. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong guy.
And that's the other thing. He's using the American Dream moniker now for this match because for some reason the America versus Britain storyline isn't enough because now we've got to pretend that somehow Cody Rhodes is standing up for black oppression. I don't understand this. This whole build for this match is a disaster.
And like,
it's terrible.
It's a little much, but like,
he had fucking focus groups influence the arc of this. He had test groups before he cut the full promo on the show. Apparently, like Cody Rhodes is so full of his own shit.
Oh, you can just about
it's so hard to get past.
Some of the nicknames Cody's been getting online, like they are just eviscerating this dude down to his fucking boots. But
as they should be. He needs to step back. Like, I don't get that. All that being said, this match is gonna be a clusterfuck. I hope it's not. It will be though. I'm
guessing it's gonna be at least a 3.75 in terms of just how we're gonna scale it. You're going to scale it. You know, even if this was a fucking 7-star classic, you are going to rate it 3.25 at tops. So that, but
I like watching Cody wrestle when he just wrestles, but we both know that that's not what this is going to be.
No,
so
Tony,
all this being said,
Arn Anderson gets a spine buster. You are fucked. Like,
we're moving on. We've wasted too much time on this already.
Who you got? Well, first, who's Chicken got?
Chicken? Who do you got? Chicken's got Cody.
Okay. Well, as do I. I've got Cody.
Yeah, I've got Cody.
Cody,
I can't believe we wasted 8 minutes
calling himself the American Dream, and he's going to take over the American. I ain't doing no job in front of 30,000 people, Daddy. Like, no, so he's going to fully channel Dusty Rhodes in that regard. I'm not doing no job. And people said, well, you can't beat David a Go-Go now. He's got a 2-fight win streak. You can't beat that. How could you?
Phil, we have wasted way too much time on this fucking match because guess what? So is the pay-per-view that has 9 matches on it.
Well, and that match in particular is going to get quite a bit of time. Let's be frank.
Yeah, and we unfortunately skipped over the pre-show match. Now this is a title match. Serena Deeb, the champ of the NWA Women's Division, taking on AEW's Riho for the NWA Women's title. Yeah, I've got Serena Deeb to retain.
I don't see the NWA being as generous with their championships as Impact has. Deeb?
Nope, Chicken agrees.
Yep, he's going with Deeb.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, NWA has an angel investor in Billy Corgan. So as long as Billy Corgan's passionate about it, he can keep that ship afloat. And I don't see them giving up their belts in the same way.
No.
Like they were nice enough to give Cody a small run with the NWA title. I don't think anything like that's going to happen again. I got Deeb as well. I think it'll be a decent match. I think Serena's probably going to carry Riho to another pretty decent 3-star match. We'll see. But
I think Riho will actually be a good opponent for Deeb. I think they'll actually mesh well stylistically, and I'm actually looking forward to this pre-show match. Hey, what do you know? A pre-show match that was actually advertised that you can actually look forward to. Maybe somebody up north should take fucking notes.
No, what bullshit are you talking to?
All right, we're moving down the line now. So, I don't have the specific order. We've already talked about the Cody and the pre-show matches. I'm just going to go down the line of what I've got written down.
All right.
Adam Hangman Page versus Brian Cage. This one could go either way, but
it really could.
It could. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited about this one because Brian Cage is a big beefy bastard, but he's got some pretty impressive moves if you give him the right opponent. And Hangman Page is just an all-around great talent. So I think this could be a really nice match. I don't know though. This isn't for like any. I don't even think the FTW title's on the line because they just kind of pick and choose when they want to recognize that.
That was what told me that this one's probably going to go to Hangman Adam Page because if Brian Cage is going to win, they'd put the belt on the line so he can say he defended the title. Page, though, they really need to build him up. He went from the prospective main event star of the company to the drunk fuck up that he's just a joke.
He's given the Dark Order rides on his brand new lawnmower. He's doing great comedy horse shit. They've done everything they can to bury this fucking guy, but he's still over it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking the same thing you were. With no FTW title on the line, this has got to be Hangman. And I think they wrestled once before and Cage got the win. So if you want to think about 50-50 booking, I think that's what this is. Hangman gets the win. Chicken, what are you thinking?
Chicken got?
Hangman Page? Yep, he's Hangman as well.
Hey,
so we have no discrepancy
great minds
so far.
Think alike. Chicken, don't worry. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
That's true. We're going to move down to an actual title match. Miro, the TNT champion, defending against apparently now a babyface, Lance Archer for some reason.
Twitch streamer and the best man, Miro. Now, Tony, hang on. I think for this particular match, Guinness World Records needs to actually be contacted. Why, you might ask? Because there is a record that is incorrect. Because Lance Archer now actually holds the actual Guinness World Record for wading and treading water for the longest of any human being. Last year, he was challenging for the TNT title, and what do you know, 1 year later he's right back. Like, there has never been a man who has waded and tread water for so long and stayed in the exact same place he was a year ago with the exact same result.
No.
Miro's gonna win.
Well, okay, but he's a face now. He's a baby face now, so he's not the exact same thing.
Oh, okay. So while he was treading, rather than facing south, he turned around. He's facing north. Okay. Okay.
How do you guarantee that Hangman or that Lance Archer doesn't win this match? You turn him baby face. Yeah, this is Miro all day. There's zero chance they're going to take the belt off. And they finally, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand what it is about Rusev or Miro. This guy has a ton of potential to be a fucking megastar heel, a monster of a heel, right? WWE botched him every chance they got. They buried him every chance they got. They made him look like an idiot. They put him in a cuckold fucking angle. He comes to AEW, and immediately he's thrown into video game nerd wedding bullshit with the comedy guys, and I don't get it. Finally, he broke out of that mold. They start pushing him as a monster, and yeah, why would you take the belt off of him now? He looks amazing. He's finally doing something worth watching. He's not losing this. It's Miro to retain. I agree 100%, Phil. Chicken, what are you thinking? Miro, retain? Yeah, I got to agree.
I think
So,
it'll be
yeah.
actually a pretty good match, and
Oh, yeah.
it'll be like two of the largest active wrestlers they actually have on their roster going head to head. So that'll be interesting. So
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think this is going to be a good match. I'm actually looking forward to it. The build was good last week and this last go home show. The Jake being a face manager does nothing for me. It's a complete waste of Jake the Snake. So,
well, what else are you gonna do with him? He can't take bumps. You
well,
gotta do something. And the
God,
guy can talk like a motherfucker.
yeah, but not as a
You don't
face,
want this on the commentary.
not
You
as a
don't want
baby face
you don't
manager.
want Arthur Morgan in the last stages of his tuberculosis in Red Dead Redemption 2 on your commentary. Oh, let me tell you something. That was one hell of a clothesline right there, boys. That was I've never seen a lariat quite like that. Like, you know, Jake is great, but he's good in small doses with his promo. You don't want to hear him all night. I'm sorry.
As a heel. Moving along, let's move on to another title match. There's a lot of them on this one, folks. Hikaru Shida, the women's champion of AEW, defending against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, with Rebel or Reba or whatever they want to call her this week. So, oh my God, this one, I want this one to be really, really good. I'm not a big Shida fan. I think she somehow is still really, really green. She's held
I'm
the
an
belt
even
for over.
less of a Britt Baker fan.
Oh man, no, I'm a big Baker fan. As long as she's
tooth and nail.
As long as she's not doing the
Tooth
tooth and
and
nail,
nail.
I think she's a great. She's the hands down the
she
best.
needs to know. She knows what
She's the best women's gimmick on the roster. She's not the best wrestler, but she's the best gimmick. She's the best promo, and it's not even fucking close. You can't even debate me on that and pretend to be serious about it. She is hands down the best promo. That's why she should be the champion. And they've been holding this off for a year and a half.
But if there
for a year and a half, they've been holding
if there
off on this. I
was
don't know
any
why.
sense of justice or fairness in this world, then Shida would retain, but that's not going to happen. Britt Baker is going to take the title, and I shudder. Like, she got a good promo, but I'm sorry, the tooth and nail match, like every time I see her, that's the first thing I think of, and I just go the minute I see her. Sorry.
Yeah, here's
like,
the thing.
Okay, that was the most offensive thing I'd seen in wrestling until Zombies.
The tooth and nail match sucked ass. It was a cinematic match. I
condensed a lot of shitty into that sentence.
Yeah, that was a terrible match. It was also almost as terrible as the Stadium Stampede from last year, but I digress.
Great.
Yeah, I've got.
Match, actually.
It was the same level of stupidity. You can't shit on this tooth and nail and love the Stadium Stampede.
Shit on football.
No, I don't care about shitting on football. It's shit on wrestling. That's what I cared about at the time.
Fucking Firefly
Tooth and nail. Tooth and nail was cinematic bullshit. Cinematic bullshit.
Those three matches.
Stadium Stampede was cinematic horseshit. No, you're just a fucking Jericho mark, and you don't care what he does because you're going to forgive him for everything. He can do all his horrible comedy shit. The WWE said, "Fuck no, Jericho, you're not doing this." Well, I'll go to AEW and do it, and it'll suck, and it does. Stadium Stampede sucked just as bad as the tooth and nail match, except the wrestling was slightly better because there was a few wrestling moves. Yeah,
there was, and it was incredibly.
It was the same level of stupidity.
In a time we needed it. So
I've got Baker. I've got Baker to finally win the title, justly due because she's needed the belt for over a year.
Baker,
Chicken, who you got?
Also wrong about the Stadium Stampede last year. So.
I'm not. It's okay. Chicken agrees with me, right, Chicken? Yeah, you got Baker? Yeah, we've all got Baker. So, yeah, no fucking discrepancy here so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches in.
Like I said, Chicken, imitations is a serious form of flattery. I know you got to copy these greats here on the screen, but, it is what it is.
All right, let's get to the big tag team championship match. The bad guy Young Bucks, the tag champs, versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Now, I'm glad the Bucks are heel, I guess. It's just, I thought they'd be doing something else.
There, I had to slap my leg.
That'll be $10,000.
Well, luckily this is double or nothing, where you can slap your leg all night long.
Oh, no, I meant you're going to get a $10,000 bonus for slapping your leg.
Oh, sweet.
Just AEW. It goes the other way. Yeah. So I want this match to be really good. Here's my problem. I don't trust the Young Bucks to have any semblance of tag team story structure, and Moxley and Kingston are glorified garbage wrestlers. This is basically going to be a tornado tag team clusterfuck,
Okay,
and
you can't
I'm
say
probably not
that
going to be a
after
big fan.
watching Omega Page versus the Bucks. They can do psychology and fucking getting your emotional reaction when they want to.
Hangman
And
Adam Page isn't in this match, though, Phil.
I know
It's Moxley and Kingston. Guys
and
who wrestle the
so
Invisible
we're
Man and
gonna
light each other on
see.
fire and put each other into thumbtacks and do shop class bullshit.
I don't. Moxley's never wrestled the Invisible Man. I don't know about Kingston. He might have done some crazy shit back in the day, but
Invisible Man adjacent.
oh well, that's fun. And that is why I think the Bucks are gonna leg slap their way to victory on this one. And I think they're taking the 1, 2, 3 in what is going to be, even in your minds, begrudgingly. You're going to begrudgingly give it 3.75 when it's really a
I don't think
4.25.
so. Oh,
You
no,
heard
this
it
is
here
not.
first.
I don't expect this match to be worth a fuck. Gallows and Anderson will get involved.
I
Fucking
think this is going to be a
Don
lot better than you
Callis is
think.
going to get involved. This thing's going
Moxley
to be a train
fucking
wreck.
willed a classic into existence single-handedly with Joey Janela. Like, so the guy's got a lot more skill than people.
Fuck, too. That match sucked. I don't. Oh, come
It
on.
was way better than it deserved to be because Moxley willed that into existence. You have to admit that. So
Then why have a bunch of his matches sucked since? He had to wrestle down.
his
I don't
match
get
with
it.
Omega was a fucking classic, dude. I don't care what you say. That was a
It
fucking
was
classic.
okay.
He's had a few that weren't great, but that Omega match was fucking
More than
amazing.
a few.
But
More
we
than
will
a few.
see. But I think Tony's even going to
I've got-
begrudgingly give it this one a 3.75.
It's not going to be a good match. I'm not excited for it. I'm sorry. I've got the Bucks to retain as well. There's zero chance they drop the belts here to a makeshift tag team that's thrown together. No, it's not happening. This is just giving Moxley something to do. Kingston's there to eat the pin. Do you agree, Chicken? You don't agree?
Whoa!
What?
So wait, you think this slapdash tag team of Moxley and Kingston's gonna take it, Chicken?
Really? Chicken is picking Moxley and Eddie Kingston to win the AEW Tag Team Championships tomorrow on Double or Nothing? Wow, folks. You were here to see it.
Thank you, Chicken, for handing the title to one of us two now. I mean, well, we got to see how the rest of the night goes, but you know, if that's the way you're picking. So, Tony, we move right along. Should we do the Battle Royal?
Okay, let's do the Battle Royal, Chicken. You don't need to come on camera yet. We don't know your picks, and I can't interpret this match.
But he has until the ringing of the first bell of the first match to get his Battle Royal picks into us. Now, he is undoubtedly and invariably going to copy us because he really has no other way of hoping to hang on to his title other than copying us. Exactly. So now, without further ado, the rules for this is we have 2 picks. One is worth 1 point, and that's your main pick. And then your second pick is worth a half point. And then there's also another potential for another half point. And what that is if you correctly guess the Battle Royal entrant, there is a surprise entrant. And if you correctly guess who that is, then you get an extra half point. And so, without further ado, Tony, I am going to make my picks, if that's all right with you.
By all means.
I am going to pick my number 1 pick, my 1 full point pick is going to be Christian Cage. Like, I mean, really, who else could you really hope for? My number 2 pick, where the half a point is going to be, and I know Chicken's going to be pissed about this, the surprise entrant. Whoever that is. It is a slot. Fuck you. It is a slot in the Battle Royal. Now, who I am picking for my surprise entrant worth a half point, I don't give a fuck. I'm going for the gusto. I'm taking the pick that's just going to send me jumping out of my chair, going, yes, 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 Daniel Bryan is milking that money mark Tony Khan for a big old paycheck without much of a hardly schedule at all. Daniel Bryan will be the surprise entry. Well, actually, no, it will be Bryan Danielson. Let's be sure to get that right. Chicken will try to take that half point from me. It was like, no, you didn't fucking predict Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson, you predicted Daniel Bryan, you fuck. So no, Bryan Danielson will be the surprise entrant. Fight me. All right, Tony. It's on you, sir.
Fucking ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, I've also got Christian because it's gonna be Christian. It just is.
Unless it's
sorry. Well, it won't be. My Jesus Christ, it is so stupid. I'm not gonna just pick the surprise entrant. I'm going to pick my surprise now, and that's going to be Andrade Cien Almas. Fresh out of the WWE. He's kind of done some stuff with Kenny Omega on social media. I think they've got a match maybe set up in AAA. I think I've got him to be my surprise entrant in this match. So he's my surprise entrant. My
not a bad pick.
Half-point pick. I'm going to go with Paul White.
Really?
Yep.
You think the Big Show's getting in?
I think. Yep. Paul White.
As the winner.
Why not?
God, he would almost be a good half-point surprise pick, too. Like,
yeah.
That's a pretty good one, but I'm sticking with it because think of what would make the biggest impact. Double or nothing. Bryan Danielson debuts.
God, what a waste that would be. No, all right, so Chicken.
It's their biggest show of the
year. Chicken, you going to get back to us before showtime? Okay, thank you. All right. Let's
until the first ringing of the first bell of the first match, Chicken. Otherwise, those points for that battle royal are forfeit.
All right. Let's talk about the AEW World Championship match. This is a triple threat. Kenny Omega with Don Callis defending the AEW World title against the Bastard Pack. And I can't believe I'm saying this, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy in a triple threat match. Tony.
Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy will be challenging for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship in this year of our Lord 2021. Did you ever think you would live to see the day? The ultimate underdog story. Orange Cassidy, the Boytown hero from Orangeville, USA, is going to rise to the main event, and he's going to challenge, and he's going to almost make you think he's going to win for like a second, and then he's going to eat the biggest, most nasty one-wing angel that God has ever created, and he's going to take the 3 count, and it's going to take a lot of the wind out of his sails, and he's not going to be quite as over as he was the day before. It's not going to be like Braun Strowman getting buried, but it's not going to be quite the same.
So you've got Kenny Omega to retain.
Yeah.
Chicken, who you got? Kenny Omega? Yeah, that's what I figured. You have no idea how badly I want to pick Orange Cassidy.
God, that would be awesome.
Oh, no. Phil, this is the one I've struggled with the hardest, and you have no idea like how badly I wanted to pick Orange Cassidy. Like Omega is the
you're
obvious.
You're gonna be watching this with me. Imagine my reaction if Orange Cassidy takes the title. You're gonna be sitting there like this, and I'm gonna be
all my picks, like the Battle Royal pick of Christian winning the Battle Royal, is set up specifically so he can face Kenny Omega and lose for the AEW World title, right? Like, that's why that match exists. That's why Christian's going to win it, so it can set up Christian versus Omega, because they've already teased that. However, this is a triple threat match. and they love themselves some Orange Cassidy. Hell, they let him beat Jericho twice. They pretty much think this guy is just
Once
a
in a
license to print
classic
money.
Mimosa Mayhem match.
Fuck off. Fuck right
Classic.
off. They think that
3.5
Orange Cassidy is just a
3.5 star
ratings
match.
draw. They think that
He
the
is.
greatest way to pull headline after headline is just push Orange Cassidy to the moon. And that's why Orange Cassidy is going to get a fluke knockout accidental cover on Pac to somehow steal the AEW World Championship on Sunday. I'm picking Orange Cassidy.
You are picking freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
Yep.
Son of a bitch. All right, folks.
I'm doing it. Like, it's gonna. Let me just say this. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Omega, but I got this nagging feeling it's gonna be. Now, don't get me wrong. If they pull the trigger on this, this is gonna last 2, maybe 3 weeks tops, and Omega's taking it right back. Okay, because they're still gonna have that Christian match. They're still gonna do that. Omega's going to take this thing back probably within 2 weeks of dropping it on Sunday to Orange Cassidy, but they're going to get the clickbaits out of it. They're going to appease the smarks. They're going to appeal to their hardcore fan base, which they do so well, and they don't cater to the actual wrestling fan base that used to exist.
Tony,
So,
you know you're going to hate it, but if Orange Cassidy wins, I am going to fucking shit a chicken. In fact, yes, one of those. Yes, like that will be well worth the wait. I don't know why. It will just bring so much joy to me. And so now, moving on to what I think is the actual main event here.
Yeah, I agree. It will be.
It will be a repeat of one of the greatest matches of 2020. The one, the only, as MJF put it, Stadium Stampede! Yes, it will be Stadium Stampede, and it's going to feature the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. And like MJF said, if the Inner Circle loses, they will have to break up forever! Like, oh, God,
let's let the champ make his pick real quick. Hang on. Inner Circle. Okay, he's going with the Inner Circle. He doesn't want to see him break up. Phil, what are you thinking?
I would love to see the Inner Circle lose this, actually. MJF does need another big win, in my opinion, to really put him over the top. But this is going to be the main event of the show. They want to send the folks home happy. And I think Jericho and his buddies are all going to have their heads held high. And I think Sammy Guevara is actually going to kind of redeem himself from last year. Now, Tony, there's going to be actual people there. So I think this match is going to be much better. But yeah, I've got the Inner Circle. They're going to hold off the breakup, even though AEW does like their breakup angles that they actually hold to, which is unfortunate because we actually skipped over a tag match, which we'll get to. Because
we did.
Yeah, Scorpio Sky, the Sting.
Oh my God, we did forget about that.
We'll get there.
Holy shit!
But
there's 10 matches on this card.
Wouldn't it be so much better if it was Scorpio Sky and Chris Daniels?
Oh my God, I don't know why
Sting
they did that.
and Darby. That would have been so much better.
Let's hang on.
Let's fucking great.
We'll come back to that. Hang on, sorry. So Stadium Stampede, Pinnacle Inner Circle. The build for this one, I'll be frank, I'm so disappointed in how they booked this feud because the Pinnacle barely got 2 weeks on top before the Inner Circle came and got the fucking heat back by beating the holy shit out of them. Then they kind of pissed around. Then they do this blood and guts match, which was great until Jericho got in the match. And then it just fell off the fucking rails and started doing horse shit. And then, of course, another popcorn fart, fucking false finish bullshit, fall off the cage. It looked like shit, but he still somehow managed to get injured. Don't know how that'll come into effect during the Stadium Stampede match, but the Pinnacle won the blood and guts match. And 50-50 booking says the Inner Circle's going to win this.
That match.
It was okay. So 50-50 booking says the Inner Circle's going to get their win back, but then you've still got two factions, and they're teasing this breakup idea. It's been a little over a year and a half. I think it's time. They're going to break the Inner Circle up. The Pinnacle's getting the win here. And you know why? You know who's going to do it? Sammy Guevara is going to turn on Jericho
and
and
he
cause
is
the
going to
win.
redeem himself from last
Yep,
year.
I got Pinnacle. I was thinking Inner Circle the whole time. I'm like, no, this is going to be the Pinnacle. They're going to get two. This is how they establish the Pinnacle as the new dominant heel faction. They get rid of the Inner Circle completely. Then they don't have to feud anymore. They've got the Jericho Guevara thing. Guevara's still pissed off because he let MJF come into the Inner Circle and almost ruined it. So Guevara is still pissed off at Jericho, and you've got the automatic feud. The Pinnacle's walking away with this, and that's going to make me very, very happy.
And that might make you the champ if that's the case.
That's why I played a little fast and loose with the world title match.
Wow, folks, we are. This is going to be quite the event. But before we go, we've got one more match. Sting and Darby Allin will be defeating Scorpio Sky and whoever the fuck he's teamed with.
Was it Ethan Page, I think?
There we go. Why not?
Yeah. Sting and Darby are winning this.
Way better than Chris Daniels.
God
damn it!
They fucked that up so bad. I'm sorry. They teased the
experience
SCU
of a
breakup.
Scorpio Sky and Chris Daniels to protect Sting's neck.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why they teased that and teased it and teased it, and then they finally put him up against the Bucks on Dynamite. This is just Booker of the Year. Booker of the Year, folks. Just nailed it out of the park.
Sting's, now granted,
you got Sting and Darby, right?
Yeah, well, you can't really put Sting in a singles match. So teaming him with Darby to let Darby just basically take all the ass kicking, and then he's there to just take the Rock and Roll Express hot tag and clean up afterwards is perfect. Like
we're getting like a minute and a half out of Sting.
You could literally get another 3 to 5 years out of Sting if you just did that.
Yep, Sting and Darby Allin as well.
Oh, of course.
Sorry, chicken, chill. No, I and here's the thing. I watched the Go Home Dynamite, and they had Jesus, this was so bad. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky faced off against Stu Grayson and Evil Uno of the Dark Order. And Stu Grayson and Evil Uno basically kicked the shit out of these two guys for 90% of the match. Like, these guys came out looking like $1 million until the very end, and Page and Scorpio just beat them flat for no discernible reason right there at the end. Like, they don't understand how to build a team to go in and take an L on a big show. You got to give them a little bit of heat. Like, they got none on this. It made no sense. The booking of the last Dynamite was just awful. But hey, what do you know?
Yeah. Now you never know. I mean, you remember what happened when Sting made his big debut for WWE? He did a job that made no sense. So, and you never know. Maybe Scorpio Sky is gonna get the cover 1, 2, 3. It's like, Sting's like, no, I just do the job first time I show up at a company. It's a little.
Feel free to make that pick. Go ahead.
No. Sticking with Sting and Darby. And that will be a great, unfortunately, it's probably going to be like a double Scorpion Deathlock. Sting's going to have it on Scorpio Sky, and Darby's going to hit it on the other guy, and that'll be the end of the match.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Now, Tony, I predict this is going to be another divisive event like Double or Nothing was for you and I last year. It's probably the most divisive event that you and I have ever discussed here on the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. I loved 95% of it. You hated probably all but about 5% of it. So it was like, so I loved it. You hated it. I think this year might be much the same. Now, the most divisive match was, of course, last year's Stadium Stampede match. I absolutely loved it. While I was watching it on my pad for that, 40 minutes to an hour that match was going on, the whole world outside had disappeared. The weird world where the future was uncertain. Outcomes were frail. We did not know what tomorrow held. But for that few hours, Stadium Stampede put a smile on my face, and I enjoyed the shit out of it. and it made it all go away. And so for that, the Stadium Stampede match will always hold a very dear place in my heart. Now, I know for you, Tony, the thought was very much the opposite, but hey, even then, you got to hate watch something for an hour rather than worry about the dreariness that was the world that we were all going through at the time. So.
That was the theme of the match. Yeah, I hated it because the original match was supposed to be the blood and guts, the Elite versus the Inner Circle. They didn't get to do that, so instead they do this.
So they did something that was even better.
No, they didn't, and they.
Did you see the blood and guts match? Maybe
Yeah. So this match was awful. They played with reality and they played with disbelief, and the world was in a fray, and pro wrestling just kind of, this was the jumping off point for me. Like, this is when cinematic matches were all the rage last year, and boy, was this one of those. And it, like, WWE went, hey, we can do this worse, and we're going to show you how. And boy, did they. Money in the Bank, Jesus, the Swamp Fight, the Firefly Funhouse, the Boneyard was great. Jesus, that NXT goddamn House of Horrors zombie fest. And yet now here we are, just a few weeks off the heels of WWE WrestleMania Backlash, where fucking zombies from an Army of the Dead movie starring Dave Bautista were the fucking lumberjacks. And so no, I'm not excited for any of the hokey horse shit. I'm not excited for bad comedy wrestling matches, and I hope that that's not what this is. If there's fans and they do this live, they're going to have to rework it a bit, because this isn't going to resemble last year's Stadium Stampede, although they will try. So it'll be better than last year's for one big reason. Matt Hardy's not in it. So that goes a long fucking way.
So no
and MJF is in it.
Do you think
so it will be automatically better?
Do you think they'll do the bar fight again? I mean, Swag Jagger is in it.
So those are our preview predictions for AEW Double or Nothing.
I think this particular Stadium Stampede is going to meet and exceed the very high vaunted Everest
very low
style expectations that we have for this. Like, I think that's going to find a way to exceed it.
Hermes off of
it's got like a real legend like Chris Jericho, and we saw how he was able to fare in last year's Stadium Stampede when he delivered the Judas elbow to the mascot. That was really like that.
Last year's Stadium Stampede set the bar so low that not even Hermes off of Futurama could limbo underneath this thing.
Well, if he's gonna limbo on top of Everest, maybe. I mean, because that's how high the expectations are.
The bar's very low, so this should be better than last year. So
like it's never been.
I'm excited to see how they do it.
Probably differently. Top 5 match of 2020 Stadium.
Let's go home, Phil, because this is just getting ridiculous.
As I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you, Chicken. We here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, thank you. Be sure to join us for Double or Nothing after the pay-per-view. After this crazy show is over, check us right here for our live stream, live reactions, and reviews at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Yes, we've got Chicken here in spirit and here in plastic. But folks, Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, YouTube, on all of the amazing platforms, on Twitch. You can find us on Facebook, that is Big Bucket Empire. You can find on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Also, be sure to check me out, KOE Nation, on YouTube and Twitch. But Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, check us here for the live stream, folks, because you know it's the right thing to do. And, folks, I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, the Lord of the Scottish Highlands, the conqueror of the ethereal, the prince and potentate of the political planet, and the emperor of Big Fucking Empire. Yes, folks. And Stadium Stampede was one of the top 5 matches of 2020. And with all that, I hand it over to my indomitable broadcast partner, Tony G. Take it away, sir.
Thanks for your time, Chicken. I'm glad you could join us. Okay, thank you. Anywho, catch us tomorrow night live after the event finishes up, folks. You'll see our results, you'll see our review, and you'll see probably me shitting all over at least half of these matches. So look forward to that. But most importantly, you'll see yours truly become a 10-time champion, because it's what I do and it's in my foreseeable future. It is my destiny, folks. Join us tomorrow night.